So today I'll be teaching you guys how I did this watercolor design using the Wanderlust collection from Revel Nail. So a few of the things that I'm using today is going to be Revel Nails step 1, 2, and 3. I'm also going to be using all of the colors from the Wanderlust collection. So ciao, hola, namaste, zen ciao, bonjour, aloha. I'm also going to be using Veronica French White, Vivien Clear, as well as Margo, which is my favorite color. Alrighty. So to start off, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a base coat of white. And the reason why we're doing a base coat of white is because I want all of these beautiful colors to pop. So doing one coat of white is also gonna save us a little bit more time. We don't have to do as many layers of color. So I'm gonna take the Pro Base and I'm gonna apply a thin and even coat from cuticle to free edge. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open all of my colors and I'm gonna arrange them around the nail. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't wanna contaminate any of the other colors. So if I had them like kind of under the finger, then I would end up getting all of the different colors in each other's jars, and we definitely don't wanna do that. So I'm gonna be applying a thicker layer of Pro Base because I'm using the professional liquids today. Because I dry faster, I need to put a thicker layer so we have more time to work. And now I'm gonna be using an old acrylic brush that I don't use for acrylic anymore. You can use a fluffy brush, kind of whatever you have, but this is what I have at the moment. So I'm gonna dip it into the powder and I'm just gonna sprinkle each color, wiping off the brush between every color. So just putting all the colors on. And then if I notice any spots that are still wet, so I have a little spot here, I'm just gonna put whatever color in that spot. Okay, give that a little bit to dry. And then dust it off. And then I go in with a stiff brush, just so that I don't contaminate my Pro Base. And then we're gonna go in with layer number 2 of Pro Base. Again, putting a thicker coat so that we have time to put all of our colors. So now I'm gonna repeat what I just did and just go and place colors. Making sure to wipe off the brush between every single color so you don't contaminate the next one. Okay, so once again, I'm gonna make sure I am filling in all of the wet spots, just to make sure there's enough powder. Okay, let that sit and dry for a little bit. Alrighty, so now I dusted everything off, and since I put white underneath, 2 coats of this design is all I need because the white helps all of the colors pop. So now that I'm done with that, I'm just gonna put the cap back on all of the colors so that I don't spill any. Okay, So now that we're done with that, so this is pretty much the design for the most part done. What I like to do is I like to add Margo on top. I'm gonna go back in with my Pro Base and I'm gonna add a light sprinkling of Margo. So I'm just gonna dip the brush in, tap off most of the excess because I want kind of a light sprinkling. I don't want Margo to overpower the design too much. And because it's still a little wet, what I like to do is take a little bit of Vivien Clear and scoop it over top. Alrighty, so now that that's on there, I'm gonna take some activator to seal everything in. I personally like to do 2 to 3 coats of activator. It's just personal preference. You definitely don't have to do that. So now that the nail is dry, I'm just gonna take a file, just kind of clean up the sides a little bit. It's pretty smooth for the most part, but I'm just fixing the free edge. And then I'm just gonna go over and do a light buffing. Dust everything off. And then I like to use Revel Step 3 as my top coat. I do have a gel top coat, but, well, Revels, but I love using Step 3. It's super easy and I can just soak off right away. So I'm gonna put my activator, capping the tip, making sure to get all around the edges. Okay. And then I have these little mini lint-free paper towels, or little pads, whatever you wanna call it. And I'm just gonna wipe all of the extra activator off the nail, off the skin, kind of getting all the nooks and crannies. Get all of it off. And then I'm gonna fold my napkin so that I don't get any powder in my Step 3. Okay. Now I'm gonna take my very first coat of Step 3. Since this is kind of a bigger nail, I'm gonna do 3 little swipes. Wipe off the brush, put it back in, let it dry. And then go back in with my more detailed second coat. Capping the free edge, wiping off the brush and sticking it back in. That is it. This is the completed design, and if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments below and I will answer them. Thank you guys so much.